Howdy y'all, it's Chris with Show Up Fitness. Today we're going to go over the keto diet, the pros, the cons, our thoughts, and give you a little more information. So let's get into this. Keto is a very low carbohydrate diet. It's a huge fad right now. Remember, with fads, they come in, they go down. Like those 80s glasses, those aviators. They were cool in the 80s, they went away for about 10 years, 20 years, they came back, they're cool now. Same thing with diets. They're gonna go in, they're gonna go out. Paleo, Atkins, right now, keto is the big diet. It's classified as less than 20 grams of carbs a day, which means no booze, no fruit, no sugar, no bread, no pasta, no fun. Technically, it's going to be 75% fat, 20% protein, less than 5% carbs. There's different types of keto. Some will be cyclical, some will be higher protein, but be careful because protein has leucine, which is an amino acid. It's one of the branched chain amino acids. If you have a high amount of protein, it will get you out of ketosis, which we'll talk about here in a second. So technically, high protein would not be a keto diet. What happens in the body is you produce ketone bodies. The first energy source that we prefer to use is glucose. We store glucose as glycogen in the liver and the muscle. So if we do not eat carbohydrates, or have a very low diet consisting of carbs, we will switch over to start burning fat. Sounds great hypothetically, right? Burn fat, awesome. But what happens is in the liver, we start breaking down fat and we produce these ketone bodies. So ketone bodies are what are measured in the blood and urine, and that's where you can get your ketotic state. That's where your ketones, it's a ketone body. Some of the pros and cons: a lot of fat loss. A lot of fat loss. In the first couple weeks, expect to lose 5, 10, 15 scale pounds, which is exciting for some. But low energy the first couple weeks. You're going to have what they call like a brain fog, or even like carb sickness, because we're consuming so much of the nation already. We eliminate that, you create a deficit, you're going to start getting kind of loopy. So be mindful of that. You might see a cat walk by and you want to kick it. You're going to be very irritable. Those first couple of weeks are pretty tough. You'll have bad breath because when you produce ketone bodies, your breath gets all nasty. So maybe chew some sugar-free gum. After a couple of weeks, though, your energy will go up. Your mental dexterity. People talk about clarity, where after a couple of weeks, I feel a lot, I can perform better. So remember how this stuff works. You talk to someone that's all about keto, they plant these seeds into your mind. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. So is it a placebo effect or is it truly happening? The biggest thing I have with diets, try them for 30 days. I hear so many people, students, clients, I've done keto for a week and it was terrible. That's bullcrap. Stick to it for a solid month, then give your 2 cents. Experience everything and go 100% into it. You got to invest into the mentality before you give your 2 cents. Don't do it for a couple days and say you hated it or loved it. Here's a sample diet of the keto. Morning, you're gonna have an omelet with cheese, bacon, sour cream, spinach salad with salmon and olive oil for lunch. Snacks will be cheese, nuts, high-fat foods. For dinner, you're gonna have steak and eggs, maybe some garlic, put some butter on that. That's an example of the day. So a lot of fatty foods, which may be attractive to some. Some pros: it's been shown to potentially be effective, with type 2 diabetics. Type 2 diabetes is a problem with our pancreas producing too much insulin, and insulin is not recognized by the cells, so it can't get sugar out. So we accumulate high blood sugar levels, and that can be a problem. It's a huge problem today in the nation. A lot of people are dying, unfortunately, which can be prevented with a proper diet and exercising regularly with a lot of sleep and low stress. But if you want to try keto, give it a shot. Talk to your registered dietitian to see if it works for you. Epilepsy is a neurological disorder where your brain is sending out a ton of signals and you have seizures. It's been shown it could be effective with seizures. I had an intern one time who, his son had a lot of seizures. I said, look into keto, it could help your son. And that, if it helps, great. That's the most important thing. Same thing with cancer. It may help if you are going through cancer. Awesome, I love that. But just because it helps with these unique situations doesn't mean it's for everyone. The takeaway is you're creating a deficit. The average American is getting between 50 to 60% of their diet in carbohydrates. Here we're at 5%. Simple math, y'all. If you're at 50 and you go down to 5, you're taking away a significant amount of calories. You're creating a deficit. You will lose fat. It doesn't mean it's magical. So how do you know if a keto person walks into a bar? They tell you. They're all about it, which is great, but don't tell me it's magical. I can eat whatever I want, as many calories, and I'm still losing weight. Bullshit. Because you cannot do that. The law of thermodynamics states energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So you cannot eat as much as you like. That's the thinking that people may have, but it's not true. What keto does, in my opinion, is it creates for a lot of snakes to come out. A lot of people who claim these magical benefits. Look at bulletproof coffee. The coffee beans today are terrible due to some mycotoxins and blah, blah, blah. Let me scare the hell out of you and then give you a solution that you need to buy from me. So you need to buy my bulletproof coffee. It's $8 and also it's 1,000 calories, because that's logical. The average American's eating way too many calories, but let's have low carb and then 1,000 calories. Perfect sense, right? Sorry, this is defying the laws of physics. Lastly, for athletes, it's not the best. If you look at anaerobic metabolism, glucose, glycogen, it fuels that. A girl online, an Insta famous person the other day said, the great thing about low carb and no sugar, it shuts down the Krebs cycle. Whew! You just blew my mind, because you taught me science in less than a couple seconds. Did you know without the Krebs cycle, you'd probably die? Not probably, you would die. So we come up with all these just crazy, giant, grandiose schemes that, oh, you got to do keto because of this, and we make stuff up, and it's not true. Keto is fine. It's fine, but it's not the best for athletes. You need that anaerobic metabolism for that oomph. You need that oomph, that extra 100%. You're not going to get it if you're doing keto. The last problem I have is fiber. If we're getting less than 5% of our diet, you look at this sample meal today, not a lot of fiber, a little bit in the spinach, a little bit in the garlic. Guys should be getting close to 40 grams a day because we're bigger. Girls, you should be getting closer to 30 grams. And when you do keto, that may not happen. So your gut health could be compromised. And it's been shown soluble fiber helps with your heart, coronary artery disease, a lot of benefits of fiber, and we're taking that out. So what we're trying to do here as a nation is come up with a quick fix. We're overweight, obese, we're more obese than we are overweight. Here's a simple quick fix, keto. Sounds great on paper, there's some benefits, sure, you may think better later on. For some, other people hate it. It's not about this magical diet, it's about making a consistent lifestyle. So your behavior, you are in control. If you like keto, great, but don't tell me to go on keto. I like to socialize. I go out and drink. I'll have bread here and there, but I don't make that the staple of my food. Me personally, I have a lot of vegetables and fruits. I eat a lot of protein. I drink a ton of water. 80 to 90% of my diet consists of that. I will splurge when I want to, and I never feel bad about it. If you have a problem and you look at food and you feel bad about yourself, that's what we need to start with. It's the behavior. It's the mindset. That's keto summarized. Hope you all like it.